This is David Avocado Wolf of davidwolf.com, and you are listening to Justin and Kate on Extreme Health Radio.
Welcome to Extreme Health Radio. Extreme Health Radio.
Where natural solutions to almost every health condition are out there. Join us on our journey to find them.
Now here are your hosts,
Broadcasting from sunny Southern California around the world.
Justin and Kate Stellman.
Oh, and yes, their little 10-pound wiener dog, Maggie Brown Longbottom.
Why are you staring at me?
I was waiting to see if you'd try to chime in first.
I was going to, but then I thought, I'm going to be polite.
You're going to be the polite one today.
Although Maggie Brown is curled up at our feet, and
she is.
She's ready for another Free For All Friday.
Another Free For All Friday show. Hey, how was your bath?
Amazing. I'm all pruny.
You're pruny? You're
that doesn't
all
sound
pruny.
very good. I'm all pruny. I'm all pruned up.
That's not good.
I put these bath crystals, sea salt.
The music just went away, and there it comes back again.
Wow, we gotta get to the bottom of it.
I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on here. I got to figure this out.
It's gone on too long now.
It has.
We'll get to it this week.
We've tried so many things. We need to call our sound guy, I think.
I think so.
Let's see if we can work some magic.
I thought we might be able to just in the power of our minds, Yoda it away, but
I didn't know Yoda was a verb.
Sure. Same with pruning. You can prune yourself.
You can prune yourself.
Oh, man.
There it is again.
Thanks for bearing with us, everyone, while we get this sorted out.
Yeah, crazy.
Yes, my bath was great, and I put lavender essential oil, and I feel like taking a nap.
Really?
I got a warm, fuzzy puppy by my feet, and I'm a happy girl.
Hey, I just realized, did you use any of the Vitality Herbs and Clay, the clay in the bath?
I haven't done it yet. I've had it waiting this whole... since we've had it a long time, and I don't know why I don't remember. So I'm going to do that this week, and I will talk about it on the next free-for-all.
We have the clay, and then we also have the Black Beauty.
Right.
Which would be really cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
Don't you feel good, too, having the... What is it that we have? The water purifier, the filter thing?
Yeah, from Friends of Water.
Yeah. Don't you feel good about that?
I love it. It takes a lot longer to run a bath because I have to make sure that the flow of the water isn't going to spill out from the little filter underneath the nozzle of the bathtub.
Right.
So it makes me have to run a bath earlier, wait, and make a smoothie and come back, and then it's ready. But yeah, I mean, I don't smell the chlorine smell I used to smell sitting in there, and I just love knowing I'm not, making myself toxic. So
yeah, no, that's a good thing.
Yeah, Maggie chimed in.
Yeah, you know what? Maggie.
Hey, Maggie.
We're trying to do a professional radio show here. Wow. What's she barking at?
I don't know. Maybe she sees a evil spirit. The spirit of the static.
Yeah, I know.
Wow, this is weird.
This is the worst static we've had so far. I don't know what it is. We have the humidifier on in the studio here, and
maybe we need to put the energy ring near the cords too.
Yeah, that would be a good idea.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll do that as soon as just a moment here. Maggie, I think you need to
calm down.
Pipe down there, little fella.
She's not a fella.
She's a girl.
Yeah.
She's still going to bark?
If you want me to move her, we'll give you one last chance, Maggie.
Yeah. What's she barking at? Do you know?
I don't know. She's upset looking at the humidifier for some reason.
Is she?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
She's seeing the mirror fog up, and I think it's freaking her out.
Yeah,
she's very temperamental.
That. Yeah, she's...
It doesn't take a lot to set Maggie Brown off.
Yeah, she is just so sensitive. Sensitive little dachshund, isn't she?
She is, but we love her.
So we've had some really good shows recently, haven't we?
Oh, man. We've had some really good shows.
Yeah.
It's been a good week.
It's been a really good week.
Very much so.
Who did we have on? Let me just go to our homepage here. We had quite a few guests. Actually, I didn't even introduce the show or anything.
How rude.
How rude. I should do that. All right. Be official here.
Yes.
My name is Justin.
My name is Kate.
And we are Extreme Health Radio. And this is episode number 168. So if you want to check out this show, you just go to our website, /168. And we do shows, 4 days a week on Monday, Wednesday. No. I'm all
You
screwed
never
up.
get this right.
No, I was doing really good there for a while.
Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday.
But Sunday.
Soon to be Friday.
Soon to be Friday. See?
See, I know.
There's a lot to remember. So, yeah, we do shows 4 days a week, and we generally talk about your health. And if you have any health issues or questions, please send in your emails, and we'll do our best to answer them and have the community answer them as well, so we can kind of all pool together here and help you guys out. And so that's what this show is all about. And we had David Wolf on. What do you think of him?
Well, I always love David Wolf. Anything that guy talks about is interesting to me.
He's quite the motivator, isn't he?
Especially when he's standing out in the snow the day before our interview, making snow angels, hunting mushrooms.
Yeah, he's out there
snow,
hunting mushrooms in the snow.
David Wolf is incredible.
I see him out in the snow with a loincloth,
and a spear,
with that shaggy hair of his. I could do with a little bit of that.
I could do with some of that. We all could have more hair, that's for sure.
No, he was great, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was really, really good.
Yeah, he's a motivator, just like our Drew Canoli show. He's just makes you want to. I guess it just empowers you to live your best life and have your best day ever.
Yeah, he was episode 167, and we talked about success principles and how to change your daily habits and how to become an expert in in a certain field if you're really interested in a particular subject.
Right.
How to dedicate yourself, how to be disciplined in your daily life, how to live with intention. So it was really cool to talk with him about some things other than health. I mean, although health was related, kind of a general theme in that show.
Right.
It was really cool to talk with him about success principles.
Yeah, I like that we took it that route, or that you had that vision. It was pretty good.
Yeah, I liked it. And then we had episode 166, our another episode with Chris Kaler.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Energy Healer.
Yes.
He's quite the guy.
He is. He's doing some amazing work.
He should go say hi to David. Aren't they both in
David
Canada?
Wolf? Yeah, they are. Chris is in Winnipeg.
How far is that from?
I think it's above like Idaho or...
Is he more in central Canada?
He's more central.
Ah.
Yeah.
Go say hi to David.
That's true. They can go hunt wild mushrooms together in the snow.
As if that's even possible, because Canada is that's like saying, oh, someone lives in Idaho and someone lives in New York. Oh, this is good to go say hi to each other. It's like not even close at all.
I love that just because it's not our country, we think, oh, they must be close. It's true. We all do that. We all do that.
They're in Canada. They must.
Yeah. You're in Australia, but the thing's like as big as the U.S. Oh.
And then we had, episode number 165, Dr. Larry Lytle,
right,
about cold laser therapy and using light to heal the body, which is no surprise because that's what our biomat does.
Right.
And that's what our far infrared sauna does.
Yep.
But he's doing like a more concentrated form of using a light with like a little handheld device, didn't he say?
Oh, yeah.
And it comes in like this really cool kit that looks like probably like a little mini suitcase, and you get all these devices with it and tips on how to use this thing. And
from the stories he was telling, I mean, that was pretty amazing that they have been known to save people's lives after a heart attack or a choking episode. I think off the air he told us about if someone's choking, you can put it, right on their throat, run it along that, and it will release the muscles and the tension of them, and you'll be able to pass that food or whatever
muscle cramps. I talked to him about using it on my torn ACL.
Oh, right, yeah,
to help heal it, because nothing will regrow that tissue unless you do something like this. And he talked about its use for cancers and heart disease, heart attacks. Mm-hmm. What else did he say?
Gosh.
He was really good.
That was packed. I encourage everyone who's interested in that. I never heard of such a thing, and I learned a lot from that episode.
So basically, the idea with that is that there are many things in our daily life that cause us to lose our health and cause us to age. Mm-hmm. And one of the main reasons that this happens is stress and all these things, negative thinking, will pull off electrons from the atoms inside our body. And those atoms are what eventually creates cells. And so when electrons are pulled off of the atoms, he says, the atoms become acidic and don't function properly. And so when a ton of those atoms, those acidic atoms, create cells, the cells themselves aren't healthy. And that's what eventually can lead to cancer and tumor growths and cause organ damage when an organ is made out of these cells that aren't functioning properly. Mm. And so what this cold laser therapy does is it restores the electrons to the atoms. crazy. I don't know.
Figure this out.
Yeah, it's nuts.
The thing that would kind of tied both that show and Chris Kaler's show together was about how negativity can block energy.
Oh yeah,
healing from happening.
Right.
I thought that was a pretty wild concept.
Yeah, because wasn't Chris Kaler saying the same thing?
Yeah, because we had Larry Lytle on first, and he mentioned that, and then when we had Chris Kaler, I mentioned that we had Larry Lytle on the show, and that he kind of touched on that, and Chris agreed. He said negative thinking has so much to do with the possibility of blocking an energetic change or healing of sorts.
Wow.
What we do with our minds is beyond.
Yeah. Ugh.
I know.
That's crazy.
I know.
You know, it's interesting. Speaking of that, I was watching the other day, I think, a documentary about mind control and the media. And it was really interesting. I should post a link to that on this show.
Yeah, because you've been very excited about this all week. I need to watch it.
Maybe you can write that down. We'll put that on the list of things. And so anyway, that night I had a dream, and this is a weird.
And you hardly ever dream.
I hardly ever dream. Aren't dreams so strange?
Last one you had, I remember you talking about, was Kim Kardashian.
That's right.
On this show.
Yeah. So this dream that I had was so strange. I woke up and I was in our bathroom. Mm-hmm. And this was in the dream. We were in our bathroom. And for some reason, I had this weird feeling in my mouth, like on the left side of my mouth and my cheek. Mm-hmm. And I felt it with my tongue, and it was like this big bump. Mm-hmm. I started getting really worried, and so I put my hand in my mouth, and then I started pulling out, like the magician pulls out those handkerchiefs. Mm-hmm. I started pulling out lilies out of my mouth, and you were in the bathroom, and you were freaked out.
Was I?
Yeah. And
how many lilies?
They just kept coming out, like
really
for 15 seconds. I just kept pulling one after the other out of my mouth, and then we looked out our bathroom window. We see these huge lights. Remember I told you?
Oh, that's right.
We saw these huge lights, and we were, thought they were aliens or something.
Oh, the mothership was coming for you. They wanted their lilies back.
I know, they wanted their lilies back. Or maybe it was their gold. I don't know. Isn't that crazy?
Oh my gosh.
I have no idea. If you guys know what that's about,
please enlighten him.
Yeah, because I know that people talk about how, how people talk about how you have dreams where your teeth are knocked out.
Oh yeah, your teeth fall out. They crumble out. It's horrible.
They crumble out, and they say that has to do with
stress, lack of control.
Lack of control.
I have those. I haven't had them in a long time, but I used to have them. So what do you think yours is about? You don't know? Pulling
lilies out of my gums? Well, I don't know.
Maybe you need to floss more?
I'm going to have to look at that. I don't know. Maybe I have a deep subconscious hatred for flowers. I don't know.
What a weird dream.
Yeah, strange, huh?
Wow, interesting. Was it after you watched that movie?
Yeah, but it was hours after. I don't know if there was a connection there or not, but it was hours. I did lay on the biomat. Remember I told you I fell asleep on the biomat?
That's right.
So I fell asleep on that. My thing is I lay on that for 20 minutes a night before bed because it really, makes you feel good and all this stuff. And so I ended up falling asleep on it. And like I told you, it was about an hour and 20 minutes. So I fell asleep for an hour on it.
That's a lot.
And I woke up, went to bed, and had this weird dream. Maybe it's connected. I don't know.
That's bizarre.
Yeah.
Yeah, if anybody can shed light on that one, I'd love to know.
Yeah, so speaking of the biomat, how do you like it? You've been using it every day, huh?
Yeah, sometimes twice. I love it.
Yeah, it's really good. And it's interesting how it's different than the sauna, although it does the same thing. It's different, isn't it?
Because they both heat you from the inside out, right? Mm-hmm. They get down into the cellular level.
Yeah.
They are. I mean, they're very different. I like them both for different reasons.
I don't sweat when I'm on the biomat.
No, me neither.
I probably would, though, if I used it. I bet if I used it the way that Dr. Circus did.
How was that?
Well, the way he talks about it. Remember he talked about during the show, if you're interested in a whole show we did with Dr. Circus about the biomat, just go to our website, /158. Or you could just go to our website.com/biomat. But he talked about using it for cancer. You know how you put one on top of your body?
Oh, and you sandwich yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure if I did that, I would sweat, but.
That's true.
But it is just, I like it because we can read on it and you can lay down.
Yeah.
I mean, you could lay down in our sauna if you got the lay down style.
Right.
But
There's something different about just sitting there and like, it's like the final savasana after you are in a yoga class. You just let your body meld into the ground and you just like, you're out. I have to say I messed myself up this morning.
You messed yourself up?
Mm-hmm. Because I had like 9 hours sleep last night and I was out. I don't think I even moved once. I woke up in the exact same position. The only thing that was different were my socks were off because I think I got a little hot.
Wow.
Because I hardly ever go to bed with socks on, but I was freezing last night. And I got up and I, wandered around for 5 minutes, drank some lemon water, and then went straight to the biomat. And then I was like, out again.
Really?
Yeah, that thing puts me out. And I just slept 9 hours and I was like up and ready to face the day. And then, as much as I loved it, I'm like, I got to save this for nighttime because I had to get up and get productive again.
It's weird because when you first lay on it, it doesn't feel that hot, does it?
No.
And then all of a sudden, it just hits you out of nowhere, probably about after 10 minutes of laying it on high heat.
Right.
For me, it's about 10 minutes, and all of a sudden, I'm starting to get really, I just feel really good.
Yeah.
And really, really tired.
My lower back feels like it's on fire, like in a good way. It's so warm, and you feel like any pain that you could have in your muscles is just going to be gone.
Oh, it's so good.
I love it. Maggie likes it too.
I know, she's always on it.
I remember Dr. Circus said that the animals like it and love it. And I think on the information about the biomat, they show a bunch of dogs laying on it, don't they?
Yeah, I think they have a dog. Do they have a dog version of it?
Oh, I don't know. Do they?
A doggy mat?
For a dog house?
Bio dog?
Bio dog.
Yeah, I don't know if they have a doggy version or not.
But I'm glad Maggie likes it. That makes me happy because being so long and all, you got to watch your back.
Yeah, and I like the way it uses the crystals to give you the negative ions, so that's going to be really helpful to her health.
Is it tourmaline and amethyst? Is that right?
Yeah, it's got 30 pounds of crystals in it.
Wow.
Crazy.
Do you know if it's quartz crystals or is it other kind of?
Well, I don't know. I need to learn more about crystals. I don't know if it's amethyst. Excuse me. I got a bug in my throat. Amethyst and tourmaline.
It is, right? Yeah.
But can those be versions of
quartz?
Well, is quartz a completely different crystal, isn't it?
I think it is. I'm not a crystal expert, but I'm interested in the subject, so I don't think they are. But
yeah,
as we learn more, we will delve into the world of crystals and know what we're talking about.
Yeah, we'll be like David Sarita. We'll have a whole room that's crystal walls. Now, I picture like the ice room or something.
The ice room?
What was that?
Oh, like where they make the ice hotels?
Yeah.
Oh, how funny.
Could you imagine?
I know, right?
You have a whole room that's like that with crystals. Jeez.
My 2 favorite things I ate this week? Figs.
Figs?
I'm in love with figs. When you cut it open, like whatever, how you're supposed to open a fig. I don't know how to explain how to open a fig, but when you cut it open, it looks like an amethyst in the inside. It's all like,
oh yeah,
it looks like a crystal.
It does.
It makes me happy. So I love eating figs, and they're like my favorite new thing.
You're right.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
And then my other favorite new thing I have to talk about really quick is you made me some phenomenal ice cream.
Ooh.
Out of the One World Way that we already love. Let me tell you.
Yeah. Oh.
Can you tell everybody how you made it? Because it's like my I can't, I crave it and I can't stop thinking about it.
Oh my gosh. Okay. It's, let's see. What did I do? I did a scoop of One World Way.
Okay.
And
it's only one flavor it comes in, right?
No, it comes in strawberry and chocolate as well.
Oh, we have the vanilla, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like the vanilla because it's, it kind of goes, you can do it with fruit and you can do it with chocolate. So it's kind of, it's really good. A lot of people like mixing chocolate with fruit. I don't like doing that.
I don't either. It's weird.
It's weird. Yeah.
To me.
Yeah, so it's a scoop of the One World Way.
In the Vitamix.
In the Vitamix with
coconut water?
Just a little bit of coconut water, not much.
Okay.
Enough to get your Vitamix blender to spin. You need a Vitamix blender for this, I think. I don't know if you could do it with the Blend Tech.
Okay.
But it's because it's got the tamper on it.
Right.
But it's a scoop of One World Way, a tiny, tiny bit, like half an ounce of coconut water.
Okay.
Or an ounce. And a bunch of frozen berries. Oh, and
there's something else in there.
Like an avocado.
Yes, to make it creamy.
And I think I may have put a packet or a little dollop of our green stevia.
Okay, that's what I thought.
To make it a little bit sweeter.
And you didn't put any honey or any banana?
No honey, no banana.
Wow.
Just the avocado for creaminess.
Ooh, it tasted like gelato.
And it was all frozen berries, and so I really had to
tamper that thing. But it was so good. I'm not kidding. That was one of the very bad. That to me tasted like vanilla strawberry sorbet. Oh, so good.
Yeah, we have been, I don't know why we get off the One World Way, but that stuff is just...
I'm on a kick right now.
Yeah, it's just, I forget how good it is, you know?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I have it like 3 times a day. It's so expensive, but man, is there a difference? Like,
yeah, it's night and day.
Yeah, we do it when we can afford it. And when we can afford it, we're living like kings. Like, we're so happy over here.
Yeah, because what I like about it too is I was telling you before, I was doing 3 scoops of the hemp protein.
Right.
And 3 scoops, which was, the scoops were probably double the, or not double the size, probably 1.5 of the scoops of the One World Way. Mm-hmm. And 3 scoops would equal 11 grams of protein.
Wow.
3 scoops of that. And then in the One World Way, which is smaller than the scoop size of the hemp protein, in 1 scoop of One World Way, it's 25 grams of protein.
In one, yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's so good.
What you're getting for the buck is worth it. That's for sure. They're not, for what it is and how they make it, it's not that bad of a price point. I mean, although it seems expensive up front, but we've been making all kinds of stuff lately with it now that we've been back on it.
Yeah, so yesterday I made you, this is really, I think we're going to doctor it up a little bit. Let's talk about what I made you.
Okay, you made me a chocolate milk type situation shake.
It was a raw shake kind of thing. It was probably about 2 ounces of coconut water, mm-hmm. and then about 3 or 4 ounces of regular water, mm-hmm. 1 scoop of One World Way, mm-hmm. 1 tablespoon of chocolate.
Raw cacao.
Raw cacao.
That's it.
And that was it.
It was good. It was frothy. It tasted like chocolate milk as a kid. Not as milk tasting, but it was just this milky...
It was creamy, though, wasn't it?
Creamy, chocolatey drink.
And it was thicker than you would think.
You know what I'm going to do to it, though?
What's that?
I'm going to doctor this one up.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to put a couple ounces of coconut water, half a frozen banana. I know it's not good on the sugar, but when I really want a treat.
Right.
Half of a frozen banana. Probably 1/4 of an avocado.
Ooh.
Couple tablespoons probably of the cacao powder.
Oh, yeah.
And a teaspoon of mint extract.
Ooh, taking it to another level.
Oh, watch out.
That's going to be good.
And I'm going to make it really, really thick. So I'm going to make sure I don't add too much coconut water so that it tastes more like a really thick milkshake. It's going to be amazing.
Oh, I love when the smoothies are thick, don't you?
Oh, I love thick smoothies.
Yeah, they're so good.
I had a really good, really thick, what's it called one? Strawberry one this morning.
Oh, that's right. You did.
During my bath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you guys want to check out that One World Way, we're going to take a little break here right now. But if you want to check that out, you can check it out in our store. We've got I think we've got like 4 videos about it. You can listen to episode 88 with Stephen here. But I think if you go to our store, you can find it there. And we've got the interview with Stephen Hewer there, as well as a couple different videos where he talks all about the benefits of One World Way and how it's raw and grass-fed and, what it does to your glutathione levels and detoxification and stuff. So it's really, really good stuff. So we're going to take a little break right now, and we'll be right back. Did you know that calcium is what eventually causes death to all mammals? Did you know that excess bad calcium can actually cause internal fibrosis, inflammation, and can over time shrink your internal organs, causing them not to work properly? Excess bad calcium has been related to heart disease, cancer, arthritis, heart attacks, strokes, digestive issues, cataracts, and just about every known disease. Best-selling author, researcher, and health motivator David Wolfe has put together an incredible program that Kate and I love. And it will teach you exactly how to rid your body of this excess calcium so you can have the kind of body you had when you were a young kid. Imagine being flexible, having 20/20 vision, no joint pain, tons of energy, and feeling like you can conquer the world. The Longevity Now program can help you do just that. It's really, really good. So, David, this calcium issue really is a big deal, isn't it?
It is a known thing in the natural healing profession, even in the medical profession. Let's say somebody gets on birth control pills. They have a very poor reaction to it. Their immune system malfunctions as a result of the hormone change in their body. All of a sudden, boom, they've got like rheumatoid arthritis. They're 25 years old. Immunological problem going on with a joint. So what is the connection between hormones, immune system, and calcification? And there is a very strong connection. It's been well noted in the literature since the beginning of time that age-related calcification stress-related conditions, for example, arthritis, for example, coronary plaque formation, for example, kidney stones, gallstones, Alzheimer's, which in the old days was called brain sand. It's a calcification of the brain. Why do all these things have something in common, namely the formation of excess calcium in the body, and what can we do about it? And that is, as you know, a big focus of my research. And
like you said in your program, it is what eventually takes down all mammals, isn't it?
It is, yeah, exactly. But like, for example, let's say you had a tortoise. The tortoises can live 500 years, some of them. But what finally gets them? It's arthritis. Finally gets a tortoise, and that's the great undertaker of all the noble life forms. They eventually get calcified. I get into every nuance of that, what it means, what the new medicine of the future is going to look like. Why calcification? How is it even happening? Should we take calcium supplements when we're dealing with calcification? Which the answer is no. Do not take calcium supplements. They're going to accelerate the calcification. And we just cover it from every angle. So I think it's going to give people a really cool breath of fresh air as to where we're going with our longevity understanding. And, for example, arthritis does have something in common with cancer. They both have connected to an excess production of calcium in the tissues. It also has something to do with eczema and psoriasis, which when you scrape eczema and psoriasis off and you analyze it from a mineralogical perspective, it's excess calcium in the skin, lots of it, actually. It's like scale, right? It's calcium.
So it really does relate to everything. And does it also cause fibrosis and the shrinking of internal organs and things? Yeah,
it can cause hardening of the organs. It can cause damage to the organs. And we know that from the kidney stones and gallstones and even cataract. Like, what's a cataract in your eye? It's the formation of calcium in your eye. You know, you start to see it sometimes in elderly people. They start having a fog in the eye, in the iris, and in the pupil. Calcification, that's calcium again. This is not something I don't think we can have time to really break down right here, but I get into the understanding of what is calcium. You know, calcium is the end product of an alchemical lifting up from hydrogen all the way into solid matter mass, which is calcium, that's used as an exoskeleton or skeleton or fibrous material by vertebrate organisms and even invertebrate organisms that can form the structural part of your body. But then when you pass from this planet, it's left over as a residue on the planet.
If you're dealing with any kind of chronic long-term illness, or if you just want to turn back the clock many, many years, you really need to look into this Longevity Now program. It comes with tons of DVDs, audio programs, recipe courses, and a huge book with step-by-step daily protocols of exactly what to do to achieve massive results. To learn more about it, go to extremehealthradio.com/longevity, or you could check it out in our store as well. Again, that's extremehealthradio.com/longevity.
Listener supported. Extreme Health Radio. Opening minds and transforming lives worldwide. Join the show now on Skype at Extreme Health Radio or call 949-505-9585. Hello. That's 949-505-9585.
I'm actually looking forward to when the show is live, aren't you?
I am. Yeah. Fun new dynamic, huh?
I know. Yeah, I think it'd be really cool to have calls and talk to people.
Yeah.
You know, I just think that'd be so fun.
Just so neat, all the emails we get even every week or every day. Just you feel like you have this new community starting to be built around you, and I think that the live show is just going to take that to the next level.
I know, huh?
Yeah. To hear people's voices and to have a conversation with people, it's going to be really fun.
Yeah, like remember last week we talked to Bo?
Right.
And how cool that was?
Oh, and then Bo and I have talked off the phone since, and I really enjoy getting to know many of these people on this journey with us. It's just really exciting.
Yeah, it's been so fun.
I'm motivated in return, you know?
Yeah, it's so awesome.
Very awesome.
So you just started back up on the rebounder today.
I did this very morning. I had a productive morning.
I know, huh?
Look at all that I did.
I know. You laid on the biomat?
I took a bath. I made a smoothie. I walked Maggie. I went and got coconuts.
That's right.
I've had a very productive morning.
Not messing around.
But yes, the rebounder, man. I love that thing.
It's good, isn't it?
Yeah, I really realized. I know I've dabbled in it before, but I've never. It takes me a while to kind of commit to things and add things in slowly. But once I do, it's like, you know me. I don't look back. Like, once I actually make that conscious decision. So I decided today, that this will be the start day. And I think I went 11 minutes or more.
Yeah, well, I think about 12 minutes.
Yeah, you timed me, right?
Yeah.
About 12 minutes. And I just did the little health bounce, nothing too rigorous. And it went by pretty fast when you were here just kind of talking to me. And
yeah, I know, huh?
It flew by, so.
Yeah, it's such a great thing to do. And yeah, I mean, I do mine I was doing it 10 minutes a day, but now I just switched to 15.
That's pretty good to be able to do that for 15.
Let me do a little calculation here. I love doing little stuff like this.
You always had that calculator in your hand. I'll remember you.
I'll tell you what, though.
Like this forever.
I was not the kid in high school that always had the calculator in my pocket.
That's not your Texas Instrument T85, whatever that thing was. Remember those?
I do remember those. So if you do 15 minutes a day times 30 days, that's 450 minutes a month.
How much? 400?
15 minutes a day times 365 days a year. Okay, so that's 5,475 minutes.
Wow.
So you divide that by 60.
All right.
So in a year, if you do jump on the rebounder for 15 minutes a day every day for a year, that's 91 hours.
Good night.
91 hours of detoxification you're getting. If you just do it for
15 minutes a day.
15 minutes a day. So let's say you do that for 30 years.
Okay.
Times 30
You love
years.
this.
I love it. It's so much fun.
A math magician over there?
2,737 hours.
For 30 years.
For 30 years divided by 24 hours a day. So that's 114 days. That's almost a third of a year. That's 114 days straight of detoxification and exercise.
Wow.
You do it for 15 minutes a day for 30 years.
That's something.
I mean, not that everyone can do that, every single day. People will miss days, but
just to even strive for a few minutes a day. Imagine, I mean, that does it. Adds up to days.
Yeah, 114 days straight.
Oh, man.
That's crazy.
That is cool.
Yeah, I love doing stuff like that. Kind of figuring it out.
You do that at least once a day. You'll come out into another room and be like, so I added, so I divided. And you always give me this scenario of what would happen if this happened.
Oh, my gosh.
I love it.
It's so funny. We had an interesting talk here that I pre-recorded with Jamie Logie. I think his name is Logie. Logie. From Maybe. Canada, and his website is recoverynutrition.ca. And let me go ahead and play that for you now so you can listen to it. And I apologize up front for the quality of the call. It was Skype was just cutting in and out that day, and it wasn't as great as we would like. But here's our call with Jamie Logie from recoverynutrition.ca. A really great guy, a listener of ours, and he's actually done a couple articles for us too. So it's pretty cool. So we'll play that right now. Jamie, are you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Oh, excellent. Yes, now I can hear you.
Okay. I don't know what the problem was there. Well, it works now, whatever it was.
Oh, strange. Yeah, no, that's great. Now it works perfect.
Awesome.
That's awesome. So I want to say thanks, first of all, for submitting some of those articles. That was great.
Oh, great. Yeah, it's nice to talk in person as opposed to email. It's sort of faceless or voiceless, I guess. Yeah,
it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, that's great. So you are in Winnipeg, is that right?
I'm in Ontario. I'm in London, Ontario, which is a couple hours from Toronto.
Okay.
And right near the Michigan border. So I'm like right in between Detroit and Toronto.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. So it's probably starting to come in the fall there pretty good.
Yeah, we've had all the leaves literally just all changed in the last few weeks. So we had a really late summer, and then it's just gone instantly cold.
Wow, it just comes quick, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's like from nowhere it just hits. It's brutal.
That's wild. So how long have you been helping people with their health?
I've been I studied kinesiology here in Canada so that was around 2000, 2001, and I went through everything just I wanted to be a personal trainer, and I ended up getting certified while I was in school. So I ended up switching my degree over to a sociology counseling thing. So I've been in it a good 10, 12 years, but got out of it for a little while. just because I'd been working for big, box fitness chains and all that stuff, and got sort of a touch burnt out on it. But in the last year, I've sort of rekindled my interest, especially the nutrition side of things.
Yeah, isn't it wild how you see when you get into the fitness world? It's such a strange thing because you see all these people and they're fit, but man, do they not know anything about health and nutrition?
I can't tell you how many people I've had to train to become actual trainers. Like, they'd come out of school with degrees and good stuff, and they're obviously fit, but they're like, oh, I played volleyball in high school, I could do this as a career. And they know, and you see how potentially dangerous they are with clients, not just from a physical fitness aspect, but from what they're recommending them as far as, following our Canada food guide, which is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
And things like that. And after you just having to jump in all the time. I've worked for some really great gyms, though, some smaller privately run things as well. But the state of fitness can be a little rough if you go into the big corporate gyms.
Yeah, I know. I see it all the time. I'll be in the gym because I go about 3 days a week, and I'll be in there, and I'll be doing a bench press or something, and next to me there's a trainer, and they're telling, I can overhear them telling their clients about nutritional advice, and I just, I don't say a word. I just stay quiet, but man, do I cringe.
I know. I can't. That's the thing. I'll keep an eye the odd time just to see what trainers are doing, and some amazing trainers out there. But the odd one, I've seen in the gym I work out at, and I just have to sort of turn my head because I can't watch what they're doing with some of these people. And then, same thing. You hear the odd nutrition advice coming through, and I'll turn down my iPod to hear it, and then I'll just have to turn it right back up because I don't want to listen to what they're saying.
Oh, it's wild. So, So you're working with people now on a lot of different levels, right? With the fitness and the nutrition as well, huh?
Yeah, I'm just starting to get back into it. Like I said, I traveled for years, so I've been a lot of places around the world, so I've got to see a different perspective on attitudes as far as fitness, lifestyle, nutrition, and also seeing a lot of the same problems that have creeped up in different cultures, different societies. It's a lot of the same issues always. So it's just something I've spent the last few summers working at a kids sports camp in the States, actually in Connecticut. So I'd run they have actual fitness and gyms and stuff. So I'd be running those programs down there. So I just got back at the end of August this year, and have been just attempting to sort of relaunch things. So as far I'm more gravitating towards the nutrition aspect, so nutrition coaching, nutrition counseling, things of that nature.
Wow, that's cool. And are people more receptive to that, do you think?
I think because the problem with having the access to everything we can find online, and there's actually too much information, so I think it's hard for people to wade through everything. So hopefully that's something I can jump in and sort of clear up a lot of, questions or misconceptions. I think some people are just sort of tired, and they're just tell me what to eat, tell me what not to eat, so from a very basic standpoint, I think that's something I can help with now.
Yeah, no, I see that a lot. I see that so much, where people are, they're just working their jobs, they're doing their life, and they barely have any time outside their family and their work, and then they're doing some gym time or whatever, and they just tell me what to eat, and I think there is so much conflicting information, and you probably heard some of it on our show. It's just it's crazy how one person will say something and someone, the next guest will say something completely opposite.
Yeah.
So
and it's hard because there's so much, we have access to so much information that can be a bad thing at the same time, because it's just, you can see 4 different reports on the same subject. And then the problem is things you tend to see in newspapers or magazines or on, news reports tend to obviously be a bit more sensationalized. So if there's a certain issue, if it's say the whole fish oil thing where they're just talking about it can actually maybe cause more diseases, but that's coming out of extreme, not highly researched papers that, have variables involved, but obviously that's a more interesting news story. So then the average layperson is probably being bombarded with more of these things.
Right.
And no one get in and doing their own research. But I mean, I guess that's where we come in and help, because we can sort of steer them more on the right path.
So you did your work with kinesiology back in around 2000 or so?
Yeah, so I did that in, so it's the University of Western Ontario, which is right where I live down here. And so I have certifications through other agencies as well. I don't know if you guys, like our big one in Canada is called CanFit Pro. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that, but it's sort of like the standard for Canadian fitness. And so I have, a personal training specialist certification through them, and a nutrition and wellness certification. And then a few other ones I've done, like, strength training specialist certifications, just a bunch of everything like that. So.
Wow, that's awesome. So now with people, I imagine people, it's interesting because when I see this in the gym that I go to, it's so easy for people to go into the gym and do a hard workout, but the diet is completely different, because you have to, tear down the walls of food addictions and emotional eating, and and these are things that people have to deal with when their trainer's not around. It's like 11 o'clock at night. Do they reach for that chocolate cake? You know what I mean? So it's a whole different thing with the food, isn't it?
That's the hardest thing I found. That's why I'm more into the nutrition and coaching aspect of it, because a lot, obviously exercise is always important, and trainers are very key, but you're only getting these people for, say, an hour a week. And it's the other 12, 13 hours they have by themselves that they can do most of the damage. They're gonna, as long as people are exercising, you're going to be getting some benefits. A trainer's going to be a lot better, but you need to teach them the habits and things to avoid, and the more trying to engage them in like a healthy lifestyle, because the little time in the gym they can completely destroy with one bad night of eating. Not that it'll totally destroy it, but you do that day in, day out, it's going to be a real problem. So
yeah, that's one of the things that we are going to explore a little bit on our show. We're going to start doing some Tuesday shows, I think, and we want to get kind of into a little bit of the success and motivation principles, because I feel like with that type of information, I mean, people have to value themselves enough to not go for that junk food at late at night, or want to eat with their friends. Like, there's that whole component there where when you're working with people, you probably see it all the time, where it's like you need to motivate them. And so there's a whole motivation factor too, and a valuing of their life kind of factor. Yeah,
that's the one reason I actually kind of transferred what I was doing in school into sort of like psychology, sociology, and counseling, because I was finding these are the real issues you need to work with people. Like I can show a perfect 3-point bench press and how to do high intensity interval training, but usually there's a deeper issue at the core. And I found studying that in school helped actually transfer a lot better to the gyms, because in some cases there is emotional eating, and what's that coming from. And I found a lot of clients I've had over the years, the workout sessions were almost like counseling session with them, because that's when they'd open up about stuff. And I found it good to sort of arm yourself with a little more info like that, because everyone's going to have a different issue, and it's going to affect them in some different way.
Yeah, it's fascinating when you get into all of that, because going to the gym, I mean, it's tough to get yourself to go there and do a workout and stuff and be motivated through that. But that whole psychology behind eating is just so deep, and there's so many more layers to that. And so that's cool that you work with people on both kind of levels, because I see a lot of the other side. I see a lot of the training, but sometimes even trainers that do nutrition don't get into the psychology and the motivation and the success type of stuff,
Yeah. It's all sort of intertwined together, Yeah. When someone's reaching, for like that chocolate cake, there is some, physiological reasons and biology, but a lot, there could be multiple issues that have led to their states. So someone who's potentially obese, that is a symptom of what was driving them to eat. They just eat and they became obese. Something was maybe kicking off that food is comfort, food is habit type issue, So it does help if you can, like I said, arm yourself a little more info on basically what makes people tick, and also helping them to be comfortable to maybe reveal some of those things, and then you can get a better picture of what you're working with.
So are you working with people like just in your local area, or do you see people over Skype, or how do you normally work with people?
Well, this is what, I've been working in gyms, and when I left for this summer again to be working in the States, so now I'm trying to get out of the gyms to start to get my own clients that I can work with online or in person. In my city here, we have a lot of different good organizations that do run through farmers markets, and they do sort of community things. So I'm trying to get back into that, doing seminars and conference things with groups of people here, and then hopefully develop some more clients from that. I've worked in gyms for so long. I've had to get away from it. So trying to take a new direction with things now. So hopefully see how that goes. That's all I do with my website and everything. So it's something I've literally just got going in the last few months.
The Recovery Nutrition.
Yeah.
Nice. And so are you thinking of changing the name, you said?
Yeah, I was, cause I have a guy who's helping me redevelop the website and stuff like that. And I'm wondering if the name Recovery might be a little misleading in case people, my idea of calling it Recovery Nutrition is that you can recover a better state of health. So if you were healthier before, if you were fitter before, you can regain that and come back to that state. So I'm starting to wonder if that might be perceived as something like it's recovery from other addictions or medical issues. So that's what I'm trying to decide if that might be something to switch up.
Yeah, I actually didn't get that connotation when I got your email about the name. I hadn't thought of the medical, people taking it as a medical kind of thing. I actually like the name a lot. I think it's really great. I think it's cool because it kind of peels back, it tells me in my mind, people peeling back the layers to find out how great they really are. I think it's really cool.
Yeah, I like the name. The other thing is that it's registered as a .ca, which is a Canadian version than .com, which is a whole other issue as far as online stuff goes. So it's just a few of those things right now. I work out in the next couple weeks. Is there
a .com that's available?
There wasn't. That's why I went with the .ca because. But then this is a whole other thing. Or just it can be a good choice if you're working specifically locally and in person. But if it's something I can do and engage with people, because I have a lot of contacts sort of worldwide. So going with, I think the .com is always the better way. So a few issues with that at the moment. Yeah.
So are you set on changing it, or do you think there's still a chance you could keep it, or?
I might keep it. So that's what I'm saying. I'm open to suggestions. So the idea with the website is I'll do one-on-one coaching, nutrition, counseling. It can also involve fitness. But the beauty of the internet is obviously you can do that as long as you have an internet connection. we can be in contact and you can work with people. But then I want to offer a few, nutrition programs. So that might be 3 or 6 week, sort of healthy eating reboots that focus on foods back into the diet and eliminations of certain things like that. So hopefully it'll take on a few different characteristics.
That's really cool. I love it. And so what is your Facebook site too? I think you have one of those, right?
Yeah, it's just the same thing. It's as of right now, it's under Recovery Nutrition, and I have on Twitter. I've got a bit more of a following on Twitter, and it's under @Recov Nutrition.
Okay, at Recov Nutrition.
Yeah, so I'll put a lot of Twitter is beautiful because, I mean, short little words that can sum up a lot of stuff. So you can put a lot of quick facts in there, quick links. If, you can, in 140 characters, you can summarize, pretty decently, certain issues or studies that come out, and you can put sort of, the key little findings in it. So I use that semi-regularly.
Well, that's cool. Yeah, your website is cool, and I think it's awesome. And thanks for submitting those articles to us. And
no problem.
Yeah, I think that's great. I'm so glad you found us, and it's cool what you're doing.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys. I mean, this is one of the only, there's a few podcasts I listen to regularly. Yours obviously is consistently there, and I think yours is the first one I found as well when I just trying to get back more into the recent nutrition info. So, I appreciate the work you guys do too.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, we're just trying to do the same thing you're doing, is kind of wake people up and let them know that they don't have to live these lives that are, full of sickness and depression and all that kind of stuff,
Exactly.
That's cool. So, what kinds of plans do you have for your website as far as it's going to be rebuilt and then
so I'm working with a guy who's a web developer I know from the States. So the idea is I want to make it a little more, relaunch the blog, because obviously that's one of the best ways to reach people and sort of share the info. And then that the site will be a little more functional as far as I'll have the full whatever programs I'll be offering, I'll have full details and outlines of everything that's involved. But then people they can contact me anytime at through the website, and there's the email listing you can sign up for and stuff like that. So it basically a lot of the same concept, just a little more enhanced and a little more functional. So everything will be sort of self-contained within the website. And, if people are interested, in the one-on-one type thing, they can get a hold of me, and then it's something we start working together, do sort of a diet analysis, see what, their average day of eating's like, and then start working together that way.
Oh, that's so cool. Isn't it, man? I just pinch myself so often because I'm just thinking man, if we lived 50 years ago, 20 years ago, we just couldn't do this stuff. It's just so cool that we have the technology to reach people around the world. And, I'm talking with you, you're in Canada, and you found me through our website. I mean, it's just crazy.
Yeah, there'd be none of this. I don't know, people they sometimes criticize the advancement of technology in our world, but I mean, I don't think you can really condemn anything that brings people closer together and allows them to network and to, I'm getting, I go through, say Google Analytics for the website, and I'll get people sign into the opt-in form for the email listing, because I'll send them some free recipes and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Look where these people are coming from, and it's parts of Africa, India, Spain, the US, that. Wow. That's incredible.
Oh, it's just so cool. It's just, there's so much opportunity and so much ability for people to carve out the lives that they want these days, because you can do anything online,
Yeah, exactly.
So cool. Well, we will continue to support you any way we can, so just let us know if we can ever support you or do anything for you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem.
I'll have a few more articles coming. Hopefully, I've just been going through all this stuff with the online change and everything at the moment.
Well, excellent. Yeah, we will promote them to our Facebook and share them on Twitter and all that kind of stuff.
Awesome. Appreciate it.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Jamie, for connecting up. This is cool, man.
Yeah, good to talk to you, Justin.
All right, thanks. Take care.
Yeah, you too.
Okay, bye. Bye-bye. Okay, so that was cool to have Jamie on.
Yeah.
And he's doing some great things up in Canada.
Those Canadians are on it.
Yeah, he's working with people, and he's doing he started out doing personal training, kind of like Sean Croxton from undergroundwellness.com, who we had on episode number 13. Kind of like him, started with personal training, and then he's getting more into nutrition and that kind of thing. So
Check him out.
Yeah, really cool guy.
Recoverynutrition.ca.
Yeah, and I think he's working with people on Skype.
Awesome.
And stuff, doing some good stuff. And so let's see, what else? You want to get to some listener questions?
Sure.
Okay. I think I sent you an email with a couple questions.
I'll have to turn on my iPad here. You can start.
Okay, I got one here on Facebook. So this is a really cool thing that I've been doing recently, adding some questions that people write in to us and posting them to Facebook. And here's one from Kim, and she says, "Hi, I have a question. My daughter suffers with depression, anxiety, and panic disorder. She is seeing a therapist, and they want to put her on meds, but I won't do it. Do you have any advice, please? Thank you." And then I put, "Let's all help Kim out. If you have any ideas that would help her, please share below." Mm-hmm. And our community is so cool. We've got
Did a lot of people respond to that one?
15 or 16 different comments.
Oh, great.
Kim Johnson writes, "Definitely B vitamins. There's a product called Goyin, Goyin, that is amazing in capitals and is replacing many antidepressants and anti-anxiety megs. Oh. I've seen terrific things." Wow.
Wow. I wonder where you get that.
I know.
I'm going to write it down here.
Yeah. Goyin. Goyin.
I'm going to look it up while you keep talking.
Yeah. And Valerie writes in, "Check her thyroid and adrenals. Also, my daughter had that problem and she had chronic Lyme.
Whoa.
I believed find the root of the problem. Functional medicine and naturopathic medicine does this." Kristen says, "I had these symptoms too. I took fish oils and B vitamins, but the depression, anxiety, and general haze didn't go away until I eliminated gluten from my diet. I feel like a whole new person. Best of luck to Kim and her daughter." Chase writes in, "No processed food, no gluten, and overall low grain consumption, no dairy, no sugar. Lion's mane and reishi. Vitamin D and B complex, krill oil, vigorous exercise daily, clean water, sunlight, nature, and most importantly, love and gratitude." B vitamins support the thyroid adrenals. Genesis Pure products will help her. Ask me how. Joleanne writes in, Jim Humble and MMS. Cold Slice. Cold Slice writes in, I love this.
Cold Slice?
Cold Slice.
Nice.
Look at Jim Humble and MMS. MMS testimonials on YouTube. This stuff is amazing for detox. Also, check out an interview on Blog Talk Radio called Be Rain Drain.
How do you spell that?
How weird.
B-E.
With Sean Croxton and Daniel Kailesh. Kailesh. They go into the use of tyrosine and 5-HTP. Wow, we have some smart listeners, don't we?
Yeah, makes me feel like I have a long way to go.
Yeah. Shirley Plant writes in, Hi, Kim. Is your daughter off gluten and sugar? I have seen tremendous results with removing gluten, dairy, and sugar with kids that have depression. Those with ADHD, you might give it a try. Please, plus not food additives. That is another big one that causes anxiety. Food additives.
Gosh, I wish I would have known this because I struggled when I was a younger girl. 13 to probably 16 were my worst years.
For depression?
Well, that goes hand in hand usually with anxiety, and I believe I had all of it.
Wow.
And the meds didn't do a whole lot to help me, so.
Oh my gosh, were you on meds?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, for how many years?
I don't know, maybe 2.
Wow.
But yeah, I mean, I look back and I'm like, I really don't believe they helped me at all. I think it was a hormonal problem, and I think when that got balanced, and I went to therapy even, and that didn't do much for me. I just think it was the grace of God that I kind of learned how to cope and tried things on my own to kind of heal up that part of myself.
Thank God you didn't stay on those meds.
Oh gosh. I know people take them for life. It just,
oh man.
I wish I would have known about all this though. I mean, it was out there, some of this stuff, and yet until you're switched on, you don't know. You
don't even know it exists.
No.
Yeah. Shirley continues on, food allergies also cause anxiety and depression and could be the missing link. Sugar also affects hormones, which can lead to imbalances too. Wishing you luck. And Michelle Kramer writes in, is that the Michelle from Organics?
I think so.
Nice. So her website, Organics, is OHGANIX.com. If you're looking for underwear and intimates and clothing that's non-toxic.
Yes.
Good stuff. She writes in,
love it.
L-theanine and pharma-GABA are amino acid supplements that help healthy and happy brain function. Also, eating natural probiotics such as fermented vegetables, sauerkrauts, and coconut keef are important as well to populate your gut flora, as your brain health directly relates to the health of your gut and the friendly bacteria that make your body function properly. And looking into her diet to see what allergens she may be eating that can be causing this, as well as gluten, processed foods, and sugar. Wow, Michelle is smart, man.
Michelle's more than just a non-toxic underwear maker. Holy cow.
Seriously.
Of course she is. I knew that, but I mean, I am shocked to get that kind of a response. I wouldn't even know what that is.
I know. That's awesome. And Patrick writes in through Facebook, I will state the obvious, have her vitamin D levels checked for depression. It could be low magnesium or hormones, which offset magnesium. Love all the suggestions. I'd also look into therapeutic essential oils, energy healing, color light therapy, etc. And then Donnie says, doesn't a lack of vitamin D cause some of these symptoms too? And then John writes in, take her to Hippocrates, the best place I can think of.
Oh, yeah.
And Mark says, is she on a good quality B vitamin complex?
The B vitamin and the D vitamin and the hormone balancing seem to be big.
Also,
reoccurring.
Yeah, it seems, and also
themes.
The beneficial bacteria like fermented foods.
Right, I agree.
And then getting off gluten,
processed foods, dairy, additives.
Don't tell people that they can just do these things for $30 a month. Make sure they're on medications and make sure they're going to their doctors, right? Yeah,
$10 sauerkraut isn't gonna.
Oh my gosh,
help you. They don't want you to know that, do they?
They don't want you to know that. So yeah, this is really cool. So I'm going to start doing this, sharing your guys' questions. If you have questions that I think our community would be able to answer, and you guys, the Extreme Health Radio community is insanely smart.
Yeah.
And you guys are so awesome for responding to these things I put on Facebook. And that's what's so cool about community, is being able to share with each other what's working and what's not, Right. So I'm going to start doing that with you guys. I'm going to start posting questions like that so that we can all come together and all come up with solutions for people.
A little tribal council.
Mm-hmm. I'll snuff out the ones with the little with the little fire tiki thing.
We'll vote people off the island. No.
So I think you have a question too, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
Or do you want me to read another one?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, I'll read one from Clay.
Okay.
Hey, Justin, I bought some of this tea and it's really good tasting. It wasn't hard to prepare at all and the price is very reasonable. I highly recommend this one. And he sent me a link to Star West Botanicals Organic Essiac Tea on Amazon. So this is cool.
That's great.
Might be a way to make Essiac tea. It's $20 for a 1 pound bag.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, this is really cool.
We've paid $20 for a 10 ounce bottle, maybe 12 ounce.
Yeah, and it's got, let's see how many reviews on Amazon. It's got 4 stars out of 20 customer reviews. It's $20.84.
Wow.
1 pound bag. Yeah, it looks interesting here. Yeah, so this is cool. I'll put a link to this.
Okay.
So yeah, let me thank Clay for that. I appreciate you sending that in.
I have one here from Tracy.
Tracy?
Hi, Justin. Came across your site and listened to a couple of podcasts. Absolutely loved them. Very informative. Personally, I'm interested in natural health in general. Thanks so much. I will definitely be making good use of Extreme Health Radio. Tracy.
Nice.
Awesome, right?
That is so cool.
I know.
I'm so glad people find us. I'm curious how people find us too,
Yeah, if anybody wants to add that in when they write in, I'm just honored, and I would love to know the story behind it.
I know. Yeah.
I have one too. Can I read one more?
Yeah.
From Rainey.
Rainey?
Can you use any organic coffee for the enema? Love the show. You guys do a great job. I listen on podcast. Bozeman, Montana. Rainey. That's great.
I don't know. I mean, I know that it's best to use raw.
Right.
Remember that? We found that out.
We did find that out.
And we're going to try to get some from our brother-in-law.
Mm-hmm.
But I know people like to do raw coffee, and we just discovered why that is. Remember that last week? We kind of worked through that.
Yeah.
It wasn't because of it. Because my original thinking was, okay, if it's raw, well, doesn't that defeat the whole purpose if you're just going to cook it?
Right.
But I think the point of the raw is that when you cook it yourself, you don't roast it. Right.
It's the roasting that I believe causes the carcinogenic effects of the roasting of the bean.
So when the roasted bean gets cooked, then you get those carcinogens in your coffee. So if you get them raw, you cook them yourself, it won't create those carcinogens, apparently.
Right.
And obviously organic, but I don't know.
Because I think when you're not going organic, that's when they're sprayed with a bunch of stuff when they're being grown. So you're going to get all that filtered into your enema. Yes. Which isn't good. Same with the decaf. That's why you don't want to go decaffeinated, because that's a whole other chemical process that has to go through the bean. That's right. That can get into your system, and that's all the just junk and stuff you don't want to be shooting up there. Yeah. But yeah, organic for sure, and raw ideal.
So, and what we're going to start doing too, there's 2 YouTube videos that we'll post on this show page.
Yes.
But there's 2 YouTube videos that were sent in by a couple listeners, and they talked about why it's important to cook the coffee on a stove in a pot instead of using a coffee maker.
Which we haven't been doing. We started out, and then we were like, when we thought this is time saving, why would anybody not do this? And then we've come back to the realization there's something important about brewing on the stovetop versus the coffee maker.
It's something to do with the oils, so we have to watch those videos and learn why that is. But
we'll post those so you can learn too, because we're all in this together.
We're in this together, as Drew Canole says.
Drew Canole would say.
Remember.
We're in this together.
We're in this together. Okay, so I got one from Stella.
Yay.
From New York, and she says, "Hey Justin, great show with Dr. Saul. I wanted to ask, doesn't the vitamin C from Health Force have maltodextrin in it, I believe? Is it still okay to take?" I don't know.
That's a
really
good question.
I'm going to look that up right now. Health Force vitamin C. And if you go to healthforce.com, you can check out their thing. And let's see if there's ingredients, supplements, facts. Ingredients: acerola extract with non-GMO organic maltodextrin.
Ooh.
A complex carbohydrate, not sugar, as a drying medium. That's a good question. We should actually have Jamie Sheridan on the show. He's the guy behind Health Force. And remember when we were at the health food store and that guy was talking about, he was helping us and he used to work for Health Force?
I remember this. And their caliber of quality is like beyond...
is unbelievable.
Unbelievable what they go through to keep the quality of the stuff up. So
yeah, like the employees couldn't even touch the powders when they were jarred, and he would play music to them, and he would put them
to the products, right? To the powders and things.
And he would put them, he would make sure there wasn't any fluorescent lighting around. They're in dark bottles, and he would play music to them. He'd pray over them. Remember that?
I do. We talked to that guy for a good 10 minutes, and he did. He personally worked for him, right? And said that it was the coolest job around, and to see the amount
of stuff that goes into it,
right? And what that took to really make this product, and why probably explains why they're so expensive. But
yeah, so I couldn't imagine that a guy like Jamie Sheridan. I mean, he used to formulate products for David Wolf and create his green powders for sunfood.com and all this stuff. And he is just so switched on. I can't imagine that he would have some kind of unhealthy substance.
So can maltodextrin be like a good and a bad version of that?
I don't know. I mean, he says here, it says a complex carbohydrate, not sugar, as a drying medium. So that's not to say we shouldn't look into this. So I'm going to look into this and find out. So thanks, Stella, for bringing that up.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
I didn't really pay attention to that one.
Want to make sure to know what the heck we're eating.
Yeah, no kidding.
And I think you have another... Actually, we should take a question or a
break?
A break here, yeah. Okay. So, yeah, let's do that.
I'll read one more after we get back.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
We'll be right back after this break. This The history of heat therapy dates back over 2,400 years, and it was Hippocrates who said, "Give me the power to produce fever, and I will cure all disease." This FDA-approved medical device called the Biomat is a mat that you can lay on, read on, sleep on, do yoga on, sit on, and it can be used on office chairs, massage tables, and the like to help the body heal itself. It's inlaid with 30 pounds of healing crystals using amethyst and a rare black tourmaline, producing negative ions in a healing electrical field. These healing crystals help to restore cellular health by replacing electrons to the atoms, as well as penetrating deep into the body by 4 to 6 inches. What can the Biomat do for you? It'll improve your skin, burns as many calories as if you went jogging for 30 minutes. It improves the immune system by up to 40% or more, reduces stress and fatigue, removes toxins, lowers cholesterol, relieves pain, revitalizes cellular metabolism. It improves cell channels to deliver nutrients and oxygen to every one of your cells. It activates over 3,000 enzymes. And even a Harvard medical study showed cancer cells die at over 42 degrees Celsius. It reduces stress hormones by up to 78%. It allows your body to produce heat shock proteins, which increases endorphins, NK cells, T cells, and lymphocytes. It's very, very low EMF, and it's got a 17-layer technology. Dr. Mark Serkis is the director of the International Medical Veritas Association. Explain to us more about these biomats.
These biomats are these far infrared mattresses. You lay on them, or you sleep on them, or both. You do very heavy treatments during the day, and at night you sleep at just a nice comfortable temperature. These biomats are like these love machines, comfort machines, and healing machines, because what they do is they just radiate out light, far infrared light, and you can radiate yourself all night long while you're sleeping when you're not doing anything else. And what happens is this light penetrates the body and turns to heat. And the first thing that happens when you bring your core body temperature up 1 degree is your immune system strength increases by 40-50%. They feel when you lay down on them, you guys know, you have one. So it's like the feeling is so good. It's like being in the cuddling with a lover, your wife or husband. It's just warmth and comfort.
How are you using biomats for patients in your clinics?
The cancer treatment using heat is very aggressive, meaning during the day, you sandwich yourself in between 2 of them, turn it on to high heat, and bake the cancer. The cancer will die before you will. No, this is, you can go to England and spend $20,000 and use microwave a cancer out of existence. These biomats basically do the same thing. Radiation therapy for cancer is really a solid idea. Unfortunately, oncologists use the wrong radiation. They use radiation that kills you. This biomat uses radiation that can save your life and make your life more comfortable, keep you warm in the cold, and help take care of your kids and all, the list doesn't end.
Yeah, because isn't there some sort of temperature at which cancer cells will start dying?
Right, and it's below the temperature that human cells will die.
So you really like this biomat far infrared technology, don't you?
But it's strengthened me. Well, now the kids are addicted to it. They fight on who's going to sleep on it at night. And it not only changed my life, but it changed my medical practice and my books. This is a great machine for anybody who lives in the cold during the winter. Instead of heating a big house, you just heat yourself. Bottom line, it brings good feelings. Just lay on this biomat, and it gives the strength back.
I can attest to that indeed. Kate and I love ours, and we think you will too. Learn more about these amazing biomats at extremehealthradio.com/biomat. Or you could check them out in our store as well. Again, that's extremehealthradio.com/biomat.
All free shows, all the time on Extreme Health Radio. Opening minds and transforming lives worldwide. Join our community today. Call using Skype at Extreme Health Radio or call 949-505-9585. That's 949-505-9585.
we have Kate over here doing the old
jazz hands.
Jazz hands. What is that dance from?
I don't even know. I made it up.
No, it's from, what do you call it? Napoleon Dynamite.
Oh, it did look like Napoleon Dynamite. It's music. I haven't danced to it for a while.
Napoleon Dynamite.
I just ate a fig. Maggie wanted to eat my fig.
She did, huh?
And I danced. It was a good break.
Hey, what do you think about the water that we've been doctoring up? Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We haven't had a chance to go to the spring
for a while.
A few months here, so we found a water store in our town where they do the alkalinized. What are our options? Alkalinized or reverse osmosis?
Yeah, reverse osmosis. I think.
We've been doing the alkalinized water, correct?
Yeah.
And you had the bright idea of putting it in the crock and doctoring it up with some, I believe, cucumber, lemon, tiny bit of vitamin C, and a pinch of salt. Is that right?
Pinch of salt and some MSM.
And some MSM.
Yeah.
So I feel like there's just spa water at my disposal every time I go into the...
Doesn't it taste good?
Disposal? Is that the right word?
We should put a crystal in there. And
we
one
should.
of Jay Gutierrez from nighthawkminerals.com, his little water stone that he's got.
That's right.
Put a crystal in there. We
should have our water in an egg.
In an egg?
In a ceramic egg shape.
We could take it out and put it in the moonlight.
At the full moon. We could do drum circles around it. I'm just kidding.
That's pretty cool though, huh? It tastes good, doesn't it?
Tastes great.
Yeah.
Do you want me to read this one?
Yeah, what do you got?
I have one. I'm not sure who this... Co. From Co.
Oh, cool.
I don't know if that's a name or some initials. Do you know? Is that a name?
I don't know.
It's all capitalized.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hi, Justin. Here are a couple of suggestions that I'm trying right now. One, capital ACT by Gary Blear, advancedcelltraining.com. The Healing Codes by Dr. Alex Lloyd, and Rife Machines. Energy medicine intrigues me too. Right now I am doing ACT and it's starting to work slowly but surely. Looking forward to any interviews you do. God bless. Co.
Wow, that's awesome.
Have you had a lot of experience with ACT?
I've never heard of that. AdvancedCellTraining.com.
I'm looking it up right now.
If you guys are interested...
Welcome to Advanced Cell Training. For many, finding our web...
I'm like, you sound like a really energetic woman.
Octaves there. Yeah, that was... I went out to Advanced Cell Training, and that was like a sales lady on the side. That.
Wow.
Interesting. If you guys are interested in the show that we did with... what was his name? Dr. Alex Lloyd, The Healing Codes. If you're interested in this kind of stuff... listen to the show we did with him, and let me bring that up for you. Let me find out what show that was. Let's see. That was episode number 110. And then there's a show that we did with Dr. Bradley Nelson.
2 shows with Dr. Bradley Nelson.
Did 2 shows with him.
And he's from the Emotion Code.
The Emotion Code. And you can go to extremehealthradio.com/emotion code, body code, or I think it's healing codes, plural.
Okay.
And you can check out all 3 of those and find out more about the energetic work. But yeah, I've never heard about this advanced cell training. This sounds really interesting.
We should, let's post a link to this. This is interesting.
Yeah, advanced cell training. Your body can heal itself. You get a free DVD.
Nice.
And it looks like
free DVD?
A free DVD on their website, yeah. And, wow, multiple sclerosis. Multiple sclerosis gone. Advanced cell training. Wow. Lyme disease, fibromyalgia, multiple sclerosis, depression, extended trailer. Wow.
I'm reading all about this. Wow.
I wonder if this is really true, what's going on here. They have a video section. Wow. Fibromyalgia, advanced or multiple sclerosis gone, rheumatoid arthritis success story with advanced cell training. Wow.
Whoa.
Are you on their website?
I am.
I think you have to hit the agree button on the right.
I'm still reading just the very beginning when you first go onto it.
Lyme disease defeated after 25 years with advanced cell training. Wife tells husband how husband beat chronic Lyme disease. Nurse overcomes chronic Lyme disease. Wow, a lot of Lyme disease. Chronic fatigue syndrome defeated, as well as fibromyalgia. Well, this is interesting.
Wow.
Love to hear what your...
If anybody knows more about this or has some information about it, I'd love to know more. This is I'm going to be on here a lot later today.
Rife machines. Yeah, you know what? We actually sell the Rife machine. I don't promote it very often, but it's on our store. And I think if you go to extremehealthradio.com, okay, let me make sure I get this right. It's extremehealthradio.com/frequency. And that is I think it's the MRS, or not the MRS 2000, it's the GB 4000, which is the same one that Dr. what is his name? Smith or something, a really great dentist out of New York. He sells that one, the same exact one. It's a GB 4000. So anyway, interesting stuff with this whole energetic healing stuff.
I just found this really cool quote on this site, advancedcelltraining.com.
Really?
By Arthur Schopenhauer.
We love the Schopenhauers.
All truth passes through 3 stages. First, it is ridiculed. Second, it is violently opposed. Third, it is accepted as being self-evident.
Wow.
Interesting. That is a great quote, isn't it?
I like that, yeah. That's really interesting.
Wow.
Say that again?
Is true. That is true, though. All truth passes through 3 stages. First, it is ridiculed. Second, it is violently opposed. Third, it is accepted as being self-evident.
Wow.
Isn't that true when you think about the things, though, that we, especially you and I, as we journey along in this world to health, path to health.
Yeah.
The things that we are finding to be true are things, people do make fun of them, first of all.
Oh, yeah.
Secondly, you're right, people fight them.
Yeah, because they're so different.
They're so different, or they think they don't work and they don't understand them, or because it's scary or unknown.
Right.
And third, it does seem to be accepted as being self-evident.
Wow.
Interesting, right?
That is really interesting.
Yeah. I'm going to check out this site later. It's amazing.
We've been on, quite the journey for the last couple of years. We'll have to share this maybe in one of our next shows, but we've been just learning so much and having our minds opened, and life is a heck of a lot more fun these days.
It is more fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Transforming lives worldwide. Is that what we're doing? Opening minds and transforming lives worldwide. Explosions,
yeah.
Dogs barking.
Pyrotechnics.
Planes going over.
So, in the last week, I want to talk a little bit about this for a second, a huge shipment from Vitality Herbs and Clay. So, sitting on the desk here in the studio, we've got all of our supplements. I took a picture of these. I should post them on the website.
Yeah, we have a whole...
Man.
It's like we have a whole medicinal counter of products now that we take at almost every meal.
It's crazy. So the first one, we've got 480 caps of digestive bitters.
Which everyone knows how we feel about those.
Yes, those things are... If there's anything to get from Vitality Herbs and Clay, I think the digestive bitters are just amazing.
That and the clay, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're right. As far as what you could take at every meal, and you'll see, I think, what I felt, a difference in your digestion for sure.
Oh my gosh. Remember the last time we talked about it, how we went to Kroburger?
Yes.
And ate a
heavy meal.
Heavier meal.
Sure.
And these things saved us, digestive bitters. And what I like about the bitters is that they, if you look at them, they have all of these herbs inside here, but what they do is they help the body to create its own hydrochloric acid and enzymes to digest your food.
So it spurs on the body to create more of what the body naturally makes itself, but more of it in order to have better digestion.
Yeah, so it's not giving your body hydrochloric acid and enzymes and things, but it's causing your body to create these things so you don't become dependent.
Right.
It's really cool.
So it's kind of, too, what the coffee enema does as far as creating glutathione levels in the body to help the bile path. It's like you're not needing more coffee in your body. You're needing something that stimulates your body to do what it's supposed to do to make more of what it's supposed to make.
Exactly, yeah.
Right? I love products like that.
But we also take like an enzyme and an HCl with this, but this is a
plant-based enzyme.
Yeah, awesome.
I agree. That's one of my very favorite products for sure.
Mineral Mana is the next one we have. Ancient plant minerals, Himalayan salt, vitalite, humic, and fulvic substances, ormalite. A combination of whole earth and sources which provide the full spectrum of mineral requirements for the body.
Wow.
Pretty cool.
That was a new one for us, right?
Yeah, that was a new one.
Right.
The Black Beauty, this is something you add to sacred clay. You got a pound of this.
Okay.
Ocean magnesium, Epsom salt, sacred clay, Himalayan salt, humic, fulvic substance, activated charcoal, vitalite, ormalite.
Wow.
And then we've got the liver and blood cleanser.
That one, I love that. Just the way it sounds. I've been taking that since we got it last week, and I've tried it also, by the way, on a kind of an empty stomach, which I don't know if you're supposed to do or not, when I felt a little shaky in the morning when I first wake up.
Oh, really?
And so far, pretty good. Kind of feels like it levels me out.
The one that we haven't tried yet. Old Fire.
Oh, Fire.
Old Fire. So he's got a product.
We'll be trying it shortly.
called Fire. And it's got cayenne pepper, Hungarian paprika, black pepper, curry spice, ginger, hawthorn berry, turmeric. Oh my gosh. I tried a couple. I dipped my finger in this.
You did, and I thought you were nuts. But
and my tongue almost melted off. We'll have to try that one later.
Almost melted off.
We've got Friendly Flora, which is awesome. Soil-based organisms.
Oh, yeah.
240 caps.
There's nothing better sounding than Friendly Flora.
I know, right?
It makes you want to take it. It sounds like it makes your insides happy, doesn't it?
I know.
Happy insides equal
happy outside.
I'm so glad you answered that because I didn't know where I was going to go. I was going to say happy life, which would be totally stupid. Good for you.
Man. So we've got happy inside means happy outside.
Oh, you're funny.
So then we've got blood sugar balance. This is a cool one. I like to take this after... Like I do a smoothie, and in my smoothies in the morning, I try to keep low sugar, really as low sugar as I possibly can. But I like to take this afterwards, just because it is a dose of sugar.
Wasn't that the fruit. That's the one I thought you just said that I took on an empty stomach that I felt. What was the one you just said?
That was the liver and blood cleanser.
Oh, no. I'm sorry. I was thinking you said that one. Yeah, that's the one I've tried when I feel a little hypoglycemic tendency in the morning sometimes. And I have felt a little bit of a difference with that one.
That's the blood sugar one?
Yes, the blood sugar. I'm sorry.
Nice.
I totally misunderstood when you mentioned the liver and blood. You said blood cleanser. I heard blood sugar.
Oh, I see. And then we've got a cool one, adaptogen and mushroom blend.
Yeah.
Gotta
love
what's that?
Gotta love those mushrooms.
Gotta love the mushrooms. Codonopsis, hawthorn berry, agaricus blazei, ashwagandha bee pollen. Wow.
I don't even know how to say those things you just said.
Nettle root, reishi, rhodiola, sarsaparilla, schizandra berries, shatavari, wild yam. Wow. Ancient plant minerals, brahmi. Wow, this is crazy.
Everyone's lacking that. Needs more of that.
And this is brahmi?
Yeah, whatever the heck that is.
Your brahmi levels are low today. I think
You're looking a little brahmi-ish.
You might need to supplement. And this is another one of their products. If I were to recommend I'd probably recommend 3 products to start with from Vitality Herbs.
Let me guess. Digested bitters.
Uh-huh.
The earth and sea greens.
Yeah.
And the clay?
And the clay.
Ah.
Yeah. Because, earth and sea greens is awesome. It's like just basically a green powder, but you ought to see what he's got in this green powder. It's really, and it tastes really good too.
I like the taste. I stuck that in my smoothie this morning, my yummy berry yumminess.
It's got moringa in there.
Mm-hmm.
Parsley root. Gosh, he's got everything. Ashwagandha. It's really cool. Yeah, so anyway.
Ashwagandha. That's a great name. Sounds like Rwanda.
Should name our child Ashwagandha. Baby Ashwagandha.
Extreme Health Baby Ashwagandha.
Did you hear about that person that named... What was the person in the mid-90s that changed their name legally to a .com? It was like buy.com or something?
Oh, I don't remember that. No. I do remember trout fishing in America.
What was that?
That guy that named his... Remember he was like an Olympian, or wasn't he a fisherman?
I don't remember
Trout fishing in America?
He named his kid that?
No, he named himself that.
He changed his name?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
You haven't heard of him?
I don't think so.
I haven't heard of the buy.com baby or whatever it was.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
I'm going to Google him real quick because you're going to think I'm crazy.
So while she's doing that, maybe
this important thing.
Well, I want to tell people about my last enema experience and see if anyone else has had this issue. I think you might have had, Kate. It's weird how certain times you don't hold much. Like last time I did an enema, I was able to hold it for almost 15 minutes for 3 times.
Right.
And then the last time I did it, I think the longest I could hold it was for about 5 minutes. And there were times where it was like 1 or 2 minutes I had to go.
I have a different experience every time I do one, and I'm starting to think it depends on how close I eat to the time I do the enema.
Mm-hmm.
That's my experience.
Wow.
When I do it really close to after eating is when I can't hold it much. But when I do it like midday between meals, I can actually hold them the most. I believe that's true with my own body.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder if any of you guys have any experience with the coffee enemas and interesting things you'd like to share. Post it on this page, extremehealthradio.com/168, because I'd like to hear more about your experiences with coffee enemas.
Okay, I found this guy here.
Okay.
It says, in 1994, a teenager named Peter Eastman Jr. from Carpinteria, California, legally changed his name to Trout Fishing in America.
I love that.
By the way, he wasn't an Olympian. I don't know where I got that from.
So he was an Olympian, but now he's not.
But now he's not. Isn't that great?
Wow, trout fishing in America.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's hilarious.
Isn't that great?
Wow, that's funny. So if you guys are interested in any of those Vitality Herbs and Clay, just go to vitalityherbsandclay.com. And we love Michael King and his products. And so go there, and if you mention Extreme Health Radio, he'll give you 2 weeks free supply.
Which I think is just so generous.
Yeah. And I think we've had Michael King on twice. He was on episode number 41 as well as 131. If you want to listen to him, he's the founder and owner of Vitality Herbs and Clay. And so we may want to put links to those on our page, 41 and 131, on this page, which is 168. So
I just wrote that down.
Oh, nice.
I had to click off of trout fishing. I was still reading about him.
Trout
Which,
fish.
by the way, is a book.
What's that?
By Richard Brodigan.
Is it?
Yes, called Trout Fishing in America. And I just read here at the bottom, Sean Mullins, one of our favorite singers.
Yeah, he says that.
He mentions him in the song called Twin Rocks, Oregon. Anyway, I'm just putting this all together. I kind of had a moment. Sorry.
Yeah, Richard Brodigan. I remember him saying that.
Isn't that cool?
I didn't know that guy was an author.
Apparently, he wrote a book called Trout Fishing in America.
Trout Fishing in America.
Look at what you learn.
Right?
Yeah.
So we got a couple more emails, and we're going to round out the show. Actually, do you want to do Fun Facts with Kate?
I would love that.
Okay, let me get the old sound clip here. We like that. I know it's your favorite thing. Okay, you ready for this?
Scares me. All right.
And now join us for Fun Facts with Kate.
Oh, man.
Where you never know what the
It's
heck
good
is
up
on
until
her
now.
mind, or gonna come out of her mouth.
It's good? It's good?
Went bad right there.
It went bad right there.
It went south. Gosh, we got to X out that laugh. I can't handle it. But what I can handle is Halloween candy that contains GMOs.
I like the segue.
Oh, you like that?
That was good.
I like that I like handling. How can I gracefully get out of this one? I can't handle Halloween candy. I like the information that tells me what candy contains GMOs so that we can stay away from them.
Oh, I see.
Okay.
Yes.
10 GMO ingredients in Halloween candy. What our children are eating here.
Okay.
Sugar, of course. GMO sugar beets. That's exciting.
Wow.
High fructose corn syrup that comes from GMO corn, of course. Cornstarch, GMO corn. Soy lecithin, GMO soy. Soybean oil, GMO soy. Modified food starch, GMO corn. Fructose, dextrose, and glucose, which are all GMO corn products as well. Cottonseed oil, which is GMO cotton. Canola oil, which is GMO canola. Other ingredients are, when they say other, isolates, isoflavonous. Isoflavonous? I don't know how you say that. Food starch and vegetable oil. So all of those are obviously cooked and in our children's Halloween pumpkins.
What did you say the other day? If a food doesn't have
pillowcases.
If a food doesn't have a season, you shouldn't eat it or something?
Oh, I did say, I made that up, remember?
Yeah, that was good.
If a food doesn't have a season, you shouldn't eat it. That's right.
That's a Kateism.
That is. Yeah. I did say that because I thought all foods go through a season on purpose. The ones that I believe God created for us to be able to eat.
There's no Snicker season?
No, there's no Snicker season. There are pear seasons. There are persimmon seasons. There are no Snickers, Butterfinger, M&Ms, or Milky Way seasons.
There's no Skittle seasons.
Right. One of our guests said, remember a couple of them said, if God didn't make it, don't eat it. Or
if man made it, don't eat it.
That's what it was.
You know, I think, what's his name said that? What is his name?
Man made it. Was that Adam Bergstrom?
No, Jack LaLanne.
Jack LaLanne.
Yeah.
Oh, well, a few people have referenced it over the years.
Yeah.
I say, if your food doesn't have a season,
don't eat
run the other way.
Yeah. Or I heard this too. If your food has a commercial, don't eat it.
Oh, gosh. Have you heard that?
Something, I think I saw that on Facebook. Yeah, if your food has a commercial, you shouldn't eat it. Because what are they going to do? Commercials for bananas?
Right.
Yeah. Doesn't happen.
Right, you're right.
Yeah.
Commercials for Earth and Sea Greens. Can you imagine the little kids running in the kitchen? Mom, I want my lunch of Earth and Sea Greens.
But what we have to do, too, is be more mindful, make distinctions, because a lot of those are just kind of platitudes. Because, if there's a raw food, or if there's a really, really good food that's prepared by man,
Right.
You can't just say, "Oh, man made it, don't eat it," because
I agree.
Man made a lot of these supplements that I think are really good.
Right.
But in general, I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, pretty cool.
So as we were just talking, Troy wrote in and says, "Hey, Justin, I remembered Kate was looking for good coffee for coffee enemas."
Yes.
He just wrote in right now.
Nice.
Check out S.A. Wilson's. This coffee is specifically blended for enemas.
What?
Yeah, I just received some and ready to do my first one. Little hesitant, though. Take care, and thanks for your work getting all the valuable info out to people. It's empowering people, and that good karma will come back to you, Troy.
Thanks, Troy. S.A. Wilson's.
Yeah, I'm going to go really quickly. Do you have another email to
I
read?
have a quote.
Oh, that's right. We didn't even...
Do you want to look that up, and then we'll finish up? How do you want to do this?
Oh, wait. Did you want to do the other fun facts with Kate, or just the one?
Oh,
Let's do it next time.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
So let me do S.A. Wilson's coffee enemas.
You can get it through Amazon, it looks like.
Can you? Ooh.
Organic enema coffee for coffee enema. Pure enema coffee, 1 pound. Air roasted, free of toxic substance. Okay, air roasted. See, now that's different than the usual roasting process where you're burning the coffee, which causes the carcinogens.
Yes.
Look at this.
So you can get it on Amazon?
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to buy some of this stuff.
$19.95 for a pound. That is not too shabby.
Is that, I don't know anything about coffee prices. That seems like a lot, though, isn't it?
Well, yeah, it's not cheap at what you get from it. I mean, we've had that 1 pound of Trader Joe's organic coffee. We've had it for like 3 months.
Oh.
We're not brewing it all that often.
Oh, okay.
And when we do, we're putting it in the fridge and using it all. So I don't know.
So 1 pound will last you a long time then.
Well, the way we do them. I don't know if we're making it more watery than other people would do them. It depends on how much coffee to water ratio you're probably doing. But
wow.
I'm so thankful for that, Troy.
Awesome. S.A. Wilson's. We'll put a link to that on Amazon. So you can buy that on Amazon, huh?
You can.
I like it.
Wow.
Okay, well, there you go. Let's see. I got 2 more real quick emails to get to before we close out the show.
Okay.
Kira writes in, "Hey, Justin, I love you guys. Just wanted to say thanks for having Chris Kaler on the show a while back. And in fact,
Chris.
we just had him back on.
Yes.
166 was his newest show. He helped me with lots of different issues, from acne to joint pain. He also got rid of uric acid crystals in my uterus.
Wow.
I was wondering if you guys know of any ideas on how to keep them from forming in the body."
Ooh.
Uric acid crystals. Gosh, I don't know.
That might be one to post on our Facebook and have people give their opinions on that one. I don't know.
Yeah.
I know that is something you do not want to have built up in your body, but I don't know how to actually prevent that.
You might want to look into the Longevity Now program.
Oh.
From David Wolf, because uric acid, I think there's a calcium component to that, and you're going to want to get that. The Longevity Now program is just really cool, and I think there's a really strong connection to calcification on that. So,
cool.
If you guys have any comments about that, how to keep uric acid crystals from forming in the body, please comment on this show page, which is 168. And Jesse writes in. Let's see. He writes in. Let's read his email, or his email here. He responded to an article we had on our website called "Why We Don't Drink Kombucha."
Oh.
And he says, "Hi, Justin. Really good post. Thanks for sharing. I had no idea. I have been making water kefir for a few months now using spring water and some organic raw sugar and organic coconut sugar. How often would you recommend drinking this? I have read a ton of stuff that says drinking it every day is really beneficial, but I worry about how much sugar is in there. Is it pretty much all eaten up by the grains by the end of the 24-hour to 48-hour fermentation process? how often do you drink it? Thanks for everything you and Kate do. I've learned a lot through what you guys do and really appreciate it.
Oh.
That's awesome. We haven't made water kefir for a while.
Yeah, it's been a little while.
It's been a while. We let them die. We let them, little guys, die.
Not on purpose. We just took a few trips and couldn't keep up with it. But
yeah, we couldn't keep up with it. But I would probably make sure that you ferment them as long as you possibly can, because that way the grains will eat up all the sugar.
Is there a point, though, at which it turns and can become not a good thing?
Yeah, well, that's one of the reasons why we kind of gave up, because it was really hard for us to figure out what that point was. You want to let them go as long as you possibly can to eat up all the sugar, but you don't want the grains to go hungry, and so the grains will start dying if they've eaten up all the sugar that's in the solution. There's nothing left for them to feed on. If you let them go,
too long,
a couple days after that, they're going to start dying themselves and become weaker and weaker. So you might want to. I would just make sauerkraut personally. Easier, or go buy sauerkraut.
Oh, it's not easier to make, but it's. I think it's very time consuming, but
it is very time consuming. But at least you don't have to worry about.
Yeah, you don't have as much guesswork involved, I guess.
Kefir grains dying and things. What I've been doing recently is something really cool. I'll go to the health food store and buy a bottle of Chiodophilus, the
probiotic.
The probiotics.
Bacillic, what is it?
Acidophilus bifidus?
Bifidus.
And Chiodophilus is a good brand I like. And, I mean, there's lots of great brands.
I like Chiodophilus, too.
We'll put a link to that on the show if you're interested. But what we'll do is we'll take 2 capsules of those and about 24 ounces of coconut water.
Yep.
And
you strain the coconut water to make sure there's no shards of anything. You put it in a mason jar, and then you throw in just one or 2 little capsules of that.
2 capsules?
You empty them in there.
I empty them.
So you get all the powder in there, and you stir it around.
And then I shake it up, and then I put the cap on loosely, and that turns millions of organisms into billions and billions of organisms.
Overnight, right? 24 hour?
Yeah, I usually just let it sit for 24 hours.
And then we put it in the fridge, and we've been putting little splashes of it, little ounces or half ounces in our smoothies. And it's really a strange flavor. You have to get used to it, but it's really cool because it basically makes 2 capsules of those Chiodophilus last for about a week. Right.
And not only that, but it increases the amount of living organisms by 10-fold.
Right.
So it's just really like
cost effective and health effective. More.
Yeah, you're supercharging the beneficial bacteria, and you're making each one of the capsules last like a week.
Right.
So it's just really cost effective. That's what I do, and then do some coconut or some sauerkraut and things like that.
I think it rocks.
It's pretty good, huh?
Yeah, I don't care for it by itself. It kind of grosses me out. But when you hide it in things, you would never even know.
Yeah. So let's see. Do we have anything else to get to? I think we're pretty much done, aren't we?
I think my tummy is growling.
We've got an inspirational quote really quick, don't we?
I do.
Before we will say goodbye, let's leave you with something to ponder throughout your day. Here's an inspirational quote for this episode.
This one comes to us from Bethany Bootser. Yeah, sure.
I like it.
This one's good. I like it. I refuse to believe that any of us deserves to live a substandard life. I refuse to believe that my rational brain has all of the answers. Because when I follow my heart, miracles happen. Doors open for me that used to be walls.
Wow, I like it.
It's really good. Let me read it again.
Yeah, let me close out the show, and I think let's end on that.
Okay,
that's
it's
really
a
cool.
good note to end on, huh?
Yeah, so thank you guys so much for listening to this episode 168. And if you want to, we would be so grateful if you want to check out our store, where we talk about a lot of the products on there. And but please feel free to pass the show on to your friends via Facebook or Twitter, or just buy the links. Would be really, really grateful if you guys would pass the show on.
Tweet it. Don't twerk it.
Twerk it.
Twerk. Oh, brother. Okay, sorry.
Don't twerk it. Tweet it.
Tweet, not twerk.
I like that.
Like that. I should make a shirt that says that.
Tweet me. Don't
tweet.
Twerk me.
Don't twerk me.
Tweet me. Don't twerk me.
I tweet. I don't twerk. I tweet, not twerk.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry, anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, so if you guys want to pass it on to your friends, we'd be so grateful. And we're just trying to get the word out, the message out. People can heal, and they don't have to be beholden to pharmaceutical medications, to doctors and drugs. They could do this on their own. So
and people are healing. I always think of Jeanette, who writes in about her husband with his tumor, and in a few short months.
Yes.
I mean, I love these stories from people that are part of our community. It's not just a hearsay. It's direct people that we talk with that are healing.
Yeah.
And the hope is so real. And there's something going on when you just put your heart, soul, mind, emotions, prayers, everything into getting healthy.
I know.
And believing it. I mean, it's pretty amazing.
That's the key, is believing it.
Believing it.
Yeah.
And keeping that negativity from crossing into the healing that's trying to be done.
That's true.
So I get really fired up about it. Makes me want to twerk. Oh, man.
You're not going to catch me twerking anytime soon.
Good. Well, me either. People will be running away.
Oh my gosh. So if you guys want to pass on the show, we'd be so grateful. So grateful. We kind of rely on you guys to help market the show for us. So if you want to pass it on, that would be great. And let us know if we can ever help you in any way. And we'll catch you guys on the next episode, and we'll read this quote again.
All right. I refuse to believe that any of us deserves to live a substandard life. I refuse to believe that my rational brain has all of the answers. Because when I follow my heart, miracles happen. Doors open for me that used to be walls.
Thank you for listening to this episode.
Maggie says it's time to go for now, but our mission does not end with this show.
Justin and Kate will be back with another interview packed full of ideas, discoveries, and unique ways to regain your health.
Head on over to extremehealthradio.com/subscribe and instantly download our free gift too that contains cutting-edge strategies to start making healthy lifestyle changes today.
No material on this blog is intended to suggest that you should not seek professional medical care. Always work with qualified medical professionals, even as you educate yourself in the field of live food nutrition and alternative medicine. I'm not a doctor, nor am I offering readers or listeners medical advice of any kind. None of the information offered here should be interpreted as a diagnosis of any disease, nor an attempt to treat or prevent any disease or condition. While information in this blog and during this podcast